So this person, I believe in an attempt just to get an idea of where I stand, not exactly pushing what they believe, so don't rip them apart, says, off topic, do you believe the moon landing was real or fake? Absolutely real. I have no doubt about it. For numerous reasons. One, I've had the great fortune in my new life as a content creator to make friends I never thought I would be able to make. One of which is a gentleman that works for NASA, who's a former astronaut for NASA and a current flight director for NASA. And I've had an opportunity to go visit the Johnson Space Center and see these things in person and hear from the people that do these things, and I believe it to be real. I didn't need to have him as a friend or an associate or visit Houston Johnson Space Center to believe it before that, because I believed it before that. But more importantly, one of the big arguments for people who say it was faked was that it was CGI. It was the earliest form of CGI. They faked the whole thing, and none of the visions that you see are real. None of the images that you see are real because they were all computer generated images. We landed on the moon in 1969. Those images were broadcast to the not only the country but the world that year, 1969. And people would have you believe that computer generated images were that good, and they weren't even that good what NASA gave us, right? That was early technology. It was the best that they could do with what they had to work with. But that computer generated images were that good in 1969 when this was CGI in 1985. That's the height of technology in 85. And you're telling me in 69 they generated all of that. Not you, but the people who say it was fake. The moon landing wasn't fake. Trust me, the moon landing was not fucking fake. To the people who say it is fake, here's I guess a question I would have. Why would they fake it? What would be the reason? In order to do something, there has to be a reason behind it, right? If I grab this back scratcher, it's not because I just want to hold the back scratcher. It's because I want to scratch my back, right? If I pick up this joint, it's because I want to have a smoke. When you do something, you do it for a reason. What would the reason be for NASA to fake the moon landing? Simply to say that we did it before the Russians did it? A lot of men risked their life to get to the point where we could put people on the moon. A lot of men and a lot of women worked their asses off to get to the point where we could fly in space, where we could put a person on the moon, where we could go places that no other human being had ever gone before. And to suggest that the organization and the men and women behind it faked it all is an insult to the hard work that those men and women put forth. It's an insult to the assets and the resources that we as a country utilized and spent in order to get to that point. It's an insult to the work that the men and women did. It's an insult to the lives that were lost in the process. It happened. The moon landing was real. So to all of those conspiracy theorists out there that say the moon landing wasn't real and birds aren't real and the earth is flat and whatever other bullshit it is that you guys believe, just understand you guys are nuclear grade stupid.